Hey, this is Chelsea Dupre, host of CJ and Cell. Thanks for listening to the following podcast on Public House Media.
This is Liz Colburn, host of The Morning Uplift here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come back and check out my show, The Morning Uplift, where we talk about finding your beauty in the journey. A new show comes out twice a month on the first and third Mondays. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of The Morning Uplift. Thank you again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hello everyone, it is No Filter Friday on Public House Media, and I'm having my last can of LaCroix that I have in the house. But although this week was a little bit slow to start off for #Metoo, we just had some breaking news. Articles popped up an hour ago, so we're gonna go over that. But first, we're gonna take a second and share the show because it's no fun if the homies can't have none. I mean, who are we to deny the infinite wisdom of Snoop Dogg? So I'm sharing, you should share as well. So all we do is share in here, and then we can spill tea together, because it's really not like spilling tea by yourself is just so unfulfilling. Really, it's not even fun. Like if tea spilled in the forest and no one was there to hear it, did it even spill? We don't know. We don't really know. So what happened a little bit earlier this week was this article came out about how #MeToo isn't going anywhere. It's permanent. And that's true. We kind of talked about that last week in that lady's tweet that we talked about. Hang on, let me share. This is not working. Nothing wants to work here. Hang on. Okay. Thank you, Facebook, for finally doing what you're supposed to do. Jeez. Okay. So this article came out like a few days ago, like 2-3 days ago. Oh, hello, David Bobke. David Bobke, did you hear that you're officially picking the quote of the show now? That's like, I mean, you've always done it, but now officially you're doing it. You've been sanctioned. Did you hear that or not? I don't know. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But David Bobke, the lovely Public House Media engineer who puts up with me, which is bad enough, but he puts up with everyone else too, which is probably easier than putting up with me, but still, he does it. And he makes it he makes it all happen, kids. If it wasn't for David Bobke, we'd have no show at all. But anyway, so what happened is that a couple days ago, I am yes you are. So a couple days ago, this lady put out an article saying that Me Too is not going anywhere. It is a permanent fixture, and that is 100% true. We are in a new era. Okay, so it was yesterday, and this is on Fortune. I don't know this lady, but she seems to be interesting. There she is. There. If you're a podcast listener, you're going to have to cruise by this article on Fortune. But anyway, it says CBS's Susan Zirinsky on the #MeToo movement. This will never be over. You know why it's never going to be over? Because we're living in a new era. And when anybody acts out of line, they put so much as a toenail, so much as a French tip out of line, they catch a backhand or worse. So apparently CBS has been one of the businesses that's experienced the most tumult in the wake of hashtag #MeToo, with executives Les Moonves, Jeff Fager, and star Charlie Rose all ousted amid charges of misconduct. But this will never be over, new CBS News president Susan Zirinsky says is the hashtag #MeToo movement, though not with the tone of dismay you might expect from the leader tasked with overseeing the next chapter of the storied news division. We did a show about Les Moonves a while back. If you want to hear some more tea on the CBS drama, roll back probably about, I don't know, 25 episodes at this point. Anyway, she says, we've all gone through the hashtag #MeToo movement in whatever business we've been in. Zirinsky, known as the inspiration for Holly Hunter's hardworking producer in 1987's Broadcast News, said that Fortune most powerful women dinner in New York Thursday night. When something happens, even wars, it's over. This will never be over. This is a point in culture in society. No person can come out of the last year and treat people the same way. Absolute truth, and we all know that. In her first sit-down public interview since taking over CBS News mantle in January, Zirinsky spoke to Fortune's Patty Sellers about her career, which started at CBS in Washington, D.C., 2 weeks after the Watergate burglary. Ooh, this lady knows scandal. She knows what she's doing. She even brought out one of her favorite memento, Walter Cronkite's original script from the night President Richard Nixon resigned, with Cronkite's handwritten scribbles across the pages. Zirinsky was introduced by CBS This Morning's Gayle King, shout out to Gayle King, Oprah's BFF, who highlighted what she says is that Gayle King has been through it. She had to do this and listen to R. Kelly scream and whine and stomp around. Gayle King really puts up with a lot, who highlighted what she says is the overwhelming support for Zirinsky with the CBS offices. We all feel it's a brand new day at CBS and a milestone in morning news. All 3 network morning shows are now led by women. The newswoman Zirinsky has retained her title of executive producer even after moving into the C-suite. If it doesn't work out, I don't even need to get a new business card. And I can just cross it out, she says, of her new president title. We're in 2019, we're all on a budget. We don't order renew business cards. We just get a Sharpie and get it done. But she's committed to maintaining the CBS News legacy and building the new one based around listening to and acting on feedback from employees as the network recovers from the actions of its past leaders. The tectonic plates have shifted, she says, and they're never going to lock again. Truth. Facts. This lady knows what she's talking about. Absolutely. She gets my vote of approval. I don't watch the news, CBS or otherwise, but rock on, lady. Rock on. I'm sure they'll have a way less problems now that she's at the helm. Hopefully no more dirty deals. Anyway, I'm burying the lead, okay? I'm burying the lead. Woody Allen is being dropped by Amazon because apparently he made comments about the hashtag #MeToo movement that he was contractually obligated to keep his mouth shut about. So here's the thing. I don't know Woody personally, but I do have a couple friends that have worked with them. And I get it, I understand why people don't want to work with him, and I understand why people do. He does make some incredible stuff. He is definitely, a film orator icon. But at the same time, he does have them molestation allegations, and it's kind of sticky. It's kind of sticky. So I understand both sides of it, and hopefully it's not true. But again, we've had this conversation before on the show. When you have someone alleging somebody did something like that, as severe as molesting your own child, basically, either way, it sucks. If it's true, it's disgusting and it's awful and it sucks. And if it's not true and the accuser is lying, it's also disgusting and gross and awful and it sucks. So basically, it's a lose-lose situation. So either way, it's messed up. But According to AP, this came out like an hour ago. There he is. Amazon, Woody Allen's #MeToo comments wrecked movie deal. Woody Allen breached his 4-movie deal with the online giant by making statements about the #MeToo movement that damaged prospects for promoting his films, an Amazon lawyer said Friday. Attorney Robert Klieger told U.S. District Judge Denise Cody that the company protected itself after Allen made public comments that at minimum were insensitive to the #MeToo movement. The hearing was related to a lawsuit Allen filed in February seeking at least $68 million in damages. The lawsuit said Amazon ended his 2017 contract in June without ever releasing a completed film, A Rainy Day in New York. That sucks so hard. It sucks so hard when you did all that work to have a movie in the can and it doesn't come out. But the thing about Amazon is that, like, and well, all of these streaming platforms, like, they pay a buyout, and that's that. So, a lost Woody Allen film. Allen was not in court. John Quinn, his lawyer, told the judge that Seattle-based Amazon initially claimed it was ending the deal because of allegations made against Allen, not because of his recent statements. The baseless allegations against Mr. Allen are decades old, Quinn said. He added that the claims were well known when Amazon signed its deal with Allen in August 2017. I'm not a lawyer, but getting up and arguing a case, being like, everybody knows his stepdaughter says that she molested him in the attic when she was 7. I don't think that's a real. I don't know that helps your case. We don't have a law degree, but I don't know. Ask Kim Kardashian. She'll know. Allen's adopted daughter, Dylan Farrow, said in 1992 that Allen molested her in the attic when she was 7. Allen has repeatedly denied it. In 2014, Farrow wrote about the allegations and then appeared in an interview early last year for the first time. Quinn said Amazon has since changed its explanation for terminating the contract to blaming Allen for making statements saying that the #MeToo movement should not become a witch hunt. The lawyer said the company had also cited claims that people in the industry won't work with Allen. That's true. That's 100% true. There are people that won't work with him. So maybe they tuck that into the back of the case. Maybe don't bring that up. Regardless, Quinn said Allen planned to produce a new movie this summer. In court papers, Amazon noted that Allen's son, Ronan Farrow, published an article in the New Yorker, key publication for the #MeToo movement, just weeks after the company signed its contract with Allen. The article detailed, this is where this gets juicy, so buckle up. The article detailed reports of sexual misconduct against movie producer Harvey Weinstein. Weinstein has denied non-consensual contact occurred. The article became the catalyst for a broad reckoning over the persistence of sexual harassment in entertainment and other industries, Amazon's lawyers wrote. They said Allen then made a series of public comments suggesting that he failed to grasp the gravity of the issues or the implications for his own career. Well, I mean, that's a fair statement because Woody Allen hasn't really had, other than like some people won't work with him and, you know, he spends quite a bit of his time off and away. That's basically true. No, of course he doesn't grasp the gravity of it because he hasn't felt any consequences. So no, it's not a shocker. No shocker there. They cited several quotes by Allen in a magazine article, including, "You don't want it to lead to a witch hunt atmosphere, a Salem atmosphere, where every guy in an office who winks at a woman is suddenly having to call a lawyer to defend himself." They also noticed that after Dylan Farrow recounted her memories of sexual abuse in January 2018, Allen publicly dismissed the statements in a newspaper article as cynically using #MeToo for attention. That's not his decision to make. FYI. Whew. This man needs a crisis PR person, like, stat. Klieger told the judge, Allen's public comments resulted in controversy in Hollywood and outside of Hollywood. The effect of comments mean The picture can no longer be made or promoted, Klieger said. After hearing both lawyers, the judge set his case schedule stretching into next year. Allen and possibly Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, among others, were likely to provide depositions unless the case is resolved through private mediation in coming weeks. I don't think they're going to settle this in mediation. I highly doubt it unless somebody's got something really, really juicy on the back burner. But you would think that would have came out in Discovery, but who knows, dude? Like the fact of the matter is that Amazon did get into bed with him knowing full well what the situation is, and he was contractually obligated to not say anything about Metoo. Yeah, he did, although to be fair, he kind of was baiting into it because of those articles that came out. But when you're not supposed to say anything, you're not supposed to say anything. So tweet your heart's desires, or release the movie that you already have in the can and continue your contract of your 4-picture deal. Tweets, $68 million. Tweets, $68 million. I would choose the $68 million, in my opinion. Or maybe they should have settled that score between them, before you get into a contract where you can't say anything. But he hasn't had any consequences, so maybe he will start to grasp the gravity of the situation, as the article put it, and then they can, figure out what they want to do amongst themselves. Like, they obviously have family problems that they need to address between themselves, because it's not just him and his adopted daughter, but it's also him and his son. So, and they've both got, and he's got the New Yorker on their side. So, I mean, it's maybe handle it internally. Roger Neal has come in. What do you think, Roger Neal? Do you think Woody Allen should have just hushed his mouth as opposed to publicly commenting on his situation and taking $68 million out of his own pocket? Like, because it's not a great deal for Amazon either. Like, clearly that contractual stipulation was in there for a reason, because old Jeff just lost a bunch of money last week too in his divorce. I mean, he's still got plenty, but still, he's probably not exactly, Roger Neal, he should have shut up, capital up. That's true. I think so too. Like, and the thing is too, is like, I've always had this like long held belief that like, when somebody says something to you and it strikes a chord, and you feel the need to be like, and throw everything out there. I think it's kind of a telltale, like, obviously it struck a nerve with you. So if you can't control, like, it struck a nerve with you, you can't control your mouth, that means you feel some type of way about it. So that leads you to assume things. Roger, he's such a great filmmaker, but the things he does is crazy sometimes. Absolutely. I mean, that's just like, that's the thing though. Like, that's kind of the hard thing that we have around here, is we got a bunch of crazy people. We've got a town full of absolute nutbags. Absolute nutbags. And some of them are real good at being nutbags. Like, that's, my wife doesn't see anything in the movie. That's because Lynn has taste. Lynn has taste. I know. I can vouch for Lynn's taste for sure. We got some real weirdos around here. Like, really, really strange cats. Like Harmony Korine, Steven Soderbergh, like Joaquin Phoenix. Like, they're all really strange creatures. And some of them are like harmless strange creatures, and other of them are monstrous strange creatures. And, they get work done. There's no denying that. Like, I don't think anybody will argue against that. But how they get it done and what they do in their between time is kind of a sticking point these days. And it should have been a sticking point the whole time. You know, we shouldn't be finding 13 and 14-year-olds in people's hot tubs at homes that they don't live in. Like, that's not a thing. It's not a thing. We shouldn't be, finding kids in grown adults' beds that aren't related to them or are related to them. Like, we shouldn't be having that across the board. It shouldn't matter what you do for a living or what you put out into the world. It should all be equally appalling. Oh, hello, Drew. Jeff Bezos is playing the age-old Hollywood game of switching wives. Lauren went from being married to the partner of CEO to a wealthier man. Didn't they do an Entourage episode on that? Kind of. I think so. It was either about Pam or Gela. One of the two ladies that started Juicy Couture, right? Their names are Pam and Gela. And one of them is married to one of the band members of Duran Duran. And the other one was married to somebody at William Morris or Endeavor. And so it must have been William Morris. Somebody at William Morris, and he was like a partner agent. He was like a big deal. And then she, like Juicy Couture took off. And she went from having like $10 million in her bank account to like $60 million in her bank account, and they got divorced. It was a whole thing. There's a whole Entourage situation about it. But you're right, that is an age-old Hollywood game of switching wives. But you know what? Everybody seems to be into it. Like, Mackenzie was like, later, whores, bye! And then new chick, as soon as that ink was dry, barely dry on their divorce papers, she's like, it's been cool, it's been fun, it's been real, hasn't been real fun, see you later, dude, bye. And she's off with him. So I'm not mad at it. They're all consenting adults. So long as everybody's on the same page doing what they want to do, that is their business. They want to trade stock and spouses and all that. That's great. But like, does everybody keep their Prime membership? That's what I want to know. Like, do they all get free shipping for life? Because I feel like I would put that in a settlement. Be like, yeah, you can have this, but I'm going to keep my free shipping now. All the free shipping, mine. Prime, next day. Soon as those drones come out, I get to beta test those. That would be my stipulation, personally. Because you can put whatever you want in a settlement. Oh, come on. I swear nothing is working for me today. But anyway, a couple announcements for Public House Media as a whole. Coffee with Keith and Katie, their show, they are coming to an end on that show. Your Soccer Passport is coming to an end, and then there's another show whose name I'm blanking on, is they're on hiatus. They're on an indefinite hiatus. So you're gonna have to check out other shows on Public House Media, like Choose to Rise, and Verse of the Day, Crowned and Dangerous. Lots of fun. A C. Jane Sell, that's been just a smash hit straight out of the gate. She's over there killing it. So check out those other shows on Public House Media, because they're not as dirty as my show. I'm definitely dirty. Not as dark as my show. No Filter Friday is definitely the darkest show on the network, and just happier in general. Talking about confidence and God's love and crowns and pageants. And way more fun, exciting stuff than the dark and murky underbelly of Hollywood that we do around here, which is why this show is late night. Their shows are like in the morning and crisp and happy, and I'm over here like a gremlin gargoyle that only comes out at night. But it works. I feel like it works, and I'm happy to do it. I'm not fresh and brand new in the morning. I'm actually pretty grouchy. Like, I just woke up like an hour ago, still grouchy. Woke up at 7:30 p.m. and I was grouchy. So that brand new early morning freshness, that is for other people. That is not for me. You trust me. You want me dark and murky at nighttime. I'm just not a daytime creature. I'm just not. So I will see you all next week. But the crazy thing about that is I think I'm going to be in Monterey. I don't think I'm going to be home. Dirtiest show on the network, and that's why I'm here. Yeah, David Bobke. See, David Bobke, he has to deal with all the shows. So if he, like, it's not just me, like, just trying to, like, take that title, like, oh, No Filters Friday is the dirtiest show on the network. It's real. David Bobke just told you. He just told you. I'm going to hit like on that. Like for facts. So I will see you all next week. Maybe in Monterey. Maybe my aunts are coming into town. And it's going to be, I wouldn't say it's going to be wild and crazy, but my aunt, like, most people have crazy aunts. I have, like, hella normal aunts. They're really, really professional, low-key, you know, straight and narrow type of people. It's kind of a miracle that we're related, honestly. But so maybe my aunts will have some input on the show next week if we're in Monterey. Because first we're going to wine country, and then we're going to Monterey, and then they're going to San Diego. But I don't have time for all that, so I'm going to come back to LA. It'll be funsies. Anyway, I will see you all next week. Goodbye. 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 Thank you for watching No Filter Friday on Public House Media. Give us a like or a star or a review or a comment or something. I don't know. Just let us know you were here.